Hey guys, this ain't that a mother. I'm gonna be coming to you guys this week with my 27-week update. This week, baby BLT is the size of a cauliflower, and she weighs approximately 2 pounds. So as of today, I'm 28 weeks and 3 days. So we're moving along. This week, as far as my symptoms are concerned, no vomiting. Thank God for that. My feet were swollen this week for a couple of days. I believe it was for like 3 days. I did try laying in bed with my feet propped up, but that didn't really seem to help, or I guess help as fast as I thought that it would. So I definitely mentioned that to my midwife when I got to my appointment on Thursday, which I'll talk about after I talk about symptoms. I'm definitely peeing more at night. Not that I'm keeping count or anything like that, but it's a lot. And it's one of those things where I have to get up and go as soon as I feel it. Like, we were sitting in the bed the other night, and Pop went to go move my leg, and I swear I almost peed on myself. Like, it takes nothing for me to have to pee anymore. And I go quite often. And a lot of times I go, and it's just a little bit, and that's quite frustrating. My glasses are dirty. I can't really see. So let's see what else. I'm peeing more at night. BLT is definitely starting to have like those alien movements, like where she moves and you can see her move. She's done it twice so far this week, where you can tell it's definitely like a knee or an elbow or something like that. I don't know what that was, but you can see it like go across, and it's kind of freaky. The first time it happened, I screamed. It kind of scared me, and it kind of, I won't say it hurts, but it's kind of uncomfortable. And she's very, very active. As far as sleeping has been okay. I haven't been like getting the best sleep ever or anything like that, but sleeping is better than it was before. Now that I know how to position myself better, it does keep my body from hurting so much, but I do still have some nighttime pains. But sleeping is as good as it's going to get pretty much at this point. And cravings, I know last week I was craving ice cream and sweets, and I had Papa bring me, like I had this whole list of different stuff that I would have preferred to have that I listed on Facebook. But she actually showed up at home with some Snickers and some Reese cups and some Twix, which or not Twix, I'm sorry, Kit Kats, which I don't even really eat Kit Kats. Those were for her. But I think I was just still kind of disappointed from Easter because I didn't really get like any candy that I liked when the kids went to the Easter egg hunt. So I was really craving Reese cups and Snickers because that's just a part of Easter for me anyway. So this week I have been craving vanilla milkshakes. I've only had 2 so far this week. I've got one in the freezer now. But I've been craving like ice cream, and that's probably my body craving like milk or dairy. But yeah, vanilla ice cream, vanilla milkshake, stuff like that. And I can't wait to get back home because there's only, I believe, 2 or 3 Dairy Queens down here, and none of them are close to my house. So I can't wait to get home where there's like a Dairy Queen on every corner and have like peanut butter parfaits and Oreo not McFlurries, you know, Blizzards, the original. So yeah. Let's see. So this week I had my midwife appointment, and it was pretty in and out. We talked, but that's really pretty much about it. I mean, it was a pretty simple appointment. I had done so much blood work and stuff the last time that we pretty much just talked about test results and stuff like that. So I got back my results for my thyroid testing, my iron levels because of my ice cravings, and my glucose testing. I've got my PIC over here on the floor, Justin, because he always has a hard time being quiet during my video, so I've got him over here. So, but I just got those results back. So my thyroid was completely normal. She said it was well within its normal range. My iron, she said, was a little close to the line, but I'm not anemic. She said that a normal cutoff, I believe, was 11, and I'm at like a 10.2. So she's like, you know, that's something that I might want to start looking forward to in the future, is maybe taking an iron supplement here soon. But she's like, as of right now, you're not anemic. And she's like, basically, it was totally up to me if I wanted to go ahead and start supplements now or later. So she's going to go ahead and call me in a prescription for iron pills. But she's like, we'll just keep an eye on it. And I have still been eating ice. There's times where I'm too lazy to even get a cup, and I'll just take the whole ice tray to my bedside, and I'll just eat them all before they're melted. And she says it's no problem with that. It's probably just me trying to keep my body hydrated. And like I said, I don't put my bottled waters in the refrigerator because it causes people to steal them. So if people see a case that's open of water but it's not warm or it's not cold, they're more apt to not grab one. So that's my way of keeping my water as long as I can, is by not making it cold so I don't have to share. So when I do want something cold, I just grab ice cubes, and she says that's perfectly fine. She's like, just let me know if you start craving like cigarette butts or paint chips or like cornstarch or baby powder or anything weird like that, but no such cravings. And then we also checked my glucose, and that was perfectly fine as well. She said that was well within normal range. So big ups for all three of those. I'm a little out of breath right now. All three of those tests came back well. Oh, and I forgot it too. I guess I could go grab it real quick if you guys want to give me a second. It's really not that serious, but give me 1 second. I'll go grab it. Okay, so what she had me start this week is what's called a fetal kick count record. And partially that is because of my fall. But it also is just something that's normal for us to do at this point in my pregnancy. It says on the paper that it's normal to start this after or around 28 weeks. So I did talk to her about me falling, and basically the only thing she said was it does happen. My center of gravity is thrown off. It's nothing to feel bad about. She checked out my boo-boo. She said it looks fine. But she said if I was to fall again in the future that I do need to go to the emergency room just to make sure that like my placenta isn't detaching or anything like that. But she said it had been, what was that, Sunday when I fell, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It had been 4 days since I'd fallen, and baby had a really strong heartbeat, which was in her normal range. It's usually between like 138 and 142, and she was at a 139 this time. So she was like, everything's fine, but just in the future and just for you guys' knowledge, if you ever fall while pregnant, the doctor does suggest going to the emergency room. So, and the main reason why I didn't go to the emergency room is because even though it did take a while for her to start moving after I fell, she was moving. I'm sure if I didn't feel any movements, I probably would have went on my own anyway. Didn't I ask you? Come on, Justin. So anyways, she gave me the fetal kick counting record, and basically what it is it's this little sheet here, and I put my name, BLT's mommy, at the top. And basically what I have to do is keep track of how much she moves in an hour. And it's got 10 little boxes here. And basically she's like, you want to make sure that she's moving at least 10 times within an hour. But if she moves more than that, just to record the amount of time. So pretty much within 21 minutes she had moved 10 times already. And this is to be done after a meal. So she suggested that I do this after breakfast. But breakfast, is usually a pretty busy time for me because I've got the boys, I'm starting laundry, it's time to start putting people in the bathtub and brushing teeth and stuff like that after breakfast. So breakfast is usually a pretty busy time for me. So what I decided to do was do it for lunch. And usually for lunch, they eat lunch, they go lay down to take a nap, and I've got time to myself to eat and be quiet and still and sit down and be able to actually pay attention to something like this. Because I did try it a couple of times during breakfast, but it's easy to get distracted and forget how many counts I had already counted or how many kicks I had already counted and stuff like that. So this is what I'll be doing for the next 2 weeks. Oh yeah, I am up to going to see her every 2 weeks now. So I'm not sure if I'm supposed to bring this back for her to check or if this is just for my own personal record, but I'm going to be sure to bring it back in. So she gave me one for this week and one for next week. Let's see. Oh yeah, she talked to me about my blood pressure, She said basically what she told me was my blood pressure was a little higher than it normally is when I come in. She said that it was no concern. You know, it wasn't like it was super, super high or anything to be worried about. She said that she would rather catch it now than before I become pre-eclamptic. So I need you to be quiet. Don't start. So she said that she basically wants me to watch my sodium, which I didn't even realize this until I had talked to my stepmom, Mom Marla. But okay, so like I babysit kids. I have a lot of kids who are dropped off, and when their parents drop them off, I provide breakfast and their parents provide lunch or dinner, you know, for whichever they're going to be here for. And you know, a lot of parents, they just throw the packets of ramen noodles in the bag for the kids. So like, these are the two different brands that they usually use. The Top Ramen, and this one here, I don't know how to pronounce, Maruchan or something like that. But this is usually the most popular. This is the kind that I usually like. But these two brands are usually what's dropped off for kids. And they smell really awesome, especially when you're hungry. And they're really quick to make. So like last week, I had eaten probably about 3 packs of these. I had pizza and potato chips, and then like I said, we had went to the Easter egg hunt, so I had like hot dogs and like all this other stuff that I know I'm not supposed to have. Well, she says that these are probably the main culprit, the ramen noodles. She says because they have so much sodium in them, and she's like, when you get home, check the label and see how much is in them. So last night, I'm preparing dinner for one of the little girls that I babysit, and all of a sudden I realized, like, I need to check the label and see how much. Do you see this? That's freaking ridiculous. Right here. 830 milligrams of sodium. That's ridiculous. And then this one here is even more. This one has 910. So those are definitely out of my diet. And on top of that, I like to make mine with butter, which a lot of people think is pretty disgusting, but I don't know, it's just how I like mine. So that's pretty gross. So I'm not allowed to have those anymore. I'm trying to watch my pizza intake, which is kind of hard to do because that's another quick fast meal, you know, for the kids. And she wants me to just have more protein, so more like grilled chicken breast and stuff like that. So it's going to be difficult, but it's definitely worth keeping my blood pressure down. I don't want any complications during the rest of my pregnancy or during my delivery. My younger sister had to deal with preeclampsia when she was pregnant with Justin, actually. So she's told me a lot about how that goes, and she's like, you don't want to go down that road. I want you to be quiet, sir. It's not hard. So that's what happened as far as my blood pressure and stuff is concerned. But she did say she wants me to get out and start walking more. She said me laying down so much is probably what is causing my feet to swell on top of the sodium. So she was like, you know, it's good for you to start getting out the house more and, you know, doing more walking and stuff like that. So that's something that I've been trying to do. It's not very easy when you have children to supervise to just pick up and walk out of the house. So when I do have moments to myself, I do try to at least walk to the corner and back. But so far, not as much as I would like to have gone. My baby shower is coming up this week. I'm going to be leaving on Thursday to head back to Ohio. And I'm going to be there for a week. So I'm really looking forward to that. So my baby shower is going to be, I'm going to get there on Friday. My baby shower is going to be on Saturday. And then my sister's birthday is going to be on Monday. And then Papa's birthday is going to be on that Wednesday. And then we leave on that Friday. And we'll be back on that Saturday. So we have a lot to do while we're there. And I wanted to go do a couple of things like visit my grandmother while I'm in town. I haven't seen her in a while. And a lot of cousins and stuff like that. So I'm really looking forward to going back to Ohio. Big shout out to my homegirl Dee Dee. Her name on YouTube is Divine Child 88. She just started her YouTube TTC journey, so definitely check her out. That's Divine Child 88. And then shout out to all the BFPs that have been this week. I haven't counted, but I'd say I've seen at least 5 in the last 3 days. So shout out to all of you guys. Don't want to forget anybody, so I'm not going to try to ramble your names off the top of my head, but you guys all know who you are. Shouts out to all my new subbies, followers, and friends. If you're interested, you could always find me on Instagram. All of my websites are all the same. Even my email, ain'tthatamother@gmail.com. Ain't That a Mother at Instagram. Ain't That a Mother on Facebook. You know, all that good stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and do a belly shot and get out of here. And yeah, so let's see what we got. So here's BLT and this super cute shirt that my sister gave me that I wouldn't dare wear out of the house, but this is my belly. So that's week 27. Be easy, lemon squeezy, bye.